Oh yeah, let's start to band A.
Yeah, so that lady on Instagram that complained about her husband not being helpful, she started with, is it a crime to have a help?
Okay.
Because she was really exhausted. Don't remember her exact words, but she just said she was exhausted and that while her husband supports financially, he does not help in the house. And so she has 2 children and she is just tired.
And I think she
Just
mentioned
want-
she doesn't like how she looks.
Oh yeah, she also
about
said
her
that.
weight.
Yes, and that he was body shaming her.
Can you guess? I think she said something about fat pig.
Yeah, so she said that her
If my husband
husband
called
her.
me a fat pig, I'm sorry, we're done.
Oh my god.
We are done.
Because Jesus Christ, she said, so he got her in the family way. That was her English. She said, he got me in the family way and understands that my body had to go through a lot to bring her kids. But he's still body shaming me and calling me a fat pig. Says she's trying to lose weight.
And she actually also mentioned, I watched the video also because, Bogoni sent it to me. And I saw where she mentioned, she had to do all the chores at home. And another thing, she said her husband, not even the kids. Her husband was the one that, scatters the home.
Yes, yes.
I
She said he
I
makes
don't
the
think
mess.
I don't think I believe that.
I believe it. They
I
are
think men
just
that are dirty like
poorly behaved people that are not.
Mothers train your sons right.
Yeah. Yes, and daughters too. Everybody. We concentrate on the girl child, and there's a lot of you don't know your girl. Anybody will say, "Am I saying why?" God, that used to scatter my head. I hate that every day I heard it growing up. I hated it because what do you mean? And you will now also hear, "Am I someone walking?" That is, you don't know that he's a boy, and then they will tell you,
So?
"Don't you know that you're a girl?" So it's not. There's no balance in the upbringing. So girls are advised to behave themselves,
Okay.
while boys are allowed to misbehave just because they are men. I even heard stuff like, "Oh, if he goes blind because you were playing rough, he will still marry, but you will not marry." This
Well, I
thing.
feel like that's 1990. I don't know. I feel like please we don't want to hear things like this.
But you see, it is still raining.
I know.
It's still happening because I have some people I know. Like there was this lady I gave a lift and she was talking about kids and upbringing. And she said that her son doesn't do anything at home, And I'm like, why? She said she doesn't know that her daughters do all the work. I just told her because she let him. I'm very sure that if your daughter has decided they won't do any work in the house, you will not let them. You're letting your son with the excuse of he's a boy. So in 1 week, I noticed 3 things that happened. So first of all, a guy came to my office, a plumber, and after draining everything out of the pipe, because there are 2 flats above my office that have families living there. And so he brought out a lot of, pad, socks, sponge, and he just kept shouting, "Women, women, women." I'm like, for God's sake. The first person I asked him was, "Where are you right now?" He said, "I dey work." I said, "Where your wife dey?" He said, "She dey work." I said, "When una reach home, you go balance, 2 of us. But she go continue work. If both of you join hand to continue the work for house, it go dey easier. Everything go dey better." That was what I told him. And he seemed to agree with me, even though I don't believe that he will start to practice it because he's already older. And then the second thing I saw was a boy. He was waiting for his sister. It was already to 9. And of course, school starts by 8. And so he was waiting for his sister and kept shouting her name. And I was just passing by and I asked him, "What is your sister doing?" And he said she's still finishing up the house chores. I was like, "Do you know that if you help her out, you'll get to school earlier?" I started to talk to him, and I hope he heard. But I just tried to talk to him about being wholesome and how these domestic chores are just survival skills and not just chores for women. Because this girl is going to school. She's learning how to take care of the home. She will learn how to make money the way you're learning how to make money. And in the end, you want to marry her, and in you people's words, put her in your home. Who's putting her in whose home? Because the girl is more equipped for life than you are.
Of course.
So you see? And then I saw another boy, just the same thing. They were helping their mom sell, but this boy kept shouting his sister's name. For everything anybody needed, he would call the sister. And the sister was just hands-on, really. She had a smile on her face and she was doing all the work nicely. With no vibe, you get. But he was so, every small thing, he'll call her so stressed out. So I'm like, see, who's more equipped for this life, your sister or you? Because see how she's taking it like a badass. And you're not even having it because in your mind, this is not the job for a man, right? But it's what is paying your school fees, true false. So I think that is part of the upbringing that leads up to men that do not help at home.
Okay, so it's more of like, there's something I always say, and the quality of your life depends on so more of like little behaviors, put up to something. So I feel
Yeah.
like you said, because of, they are being taught that this is how it should be.
Yes.
So it ends up being something so,
Deep
some
in
things don't
them.
look normal to him. If you tell him, some men, you tell them, do it, they'll be like, why? But there's some men you actually tell, do it, they'll be like, yes, it's normal. That brings us back to, her husband being the ones catching the home, not even the kids. I don't want to believe that is actually him. But let's say I believe, the second thing I want to dive into is why men at first, because there are situations where men never allowed, but along the line they later allowed their wives actually have mates. But it's something that I see is very common among new moms, because when we've asked questions, like for our community moms, it always turned out that their husband never wanted to have mates at home. So I feel like it's common to, even for me, we used to have like a maid that comes and go and all of that, but I never really saw the need for a maid until I put to bed, like a living maid. Definitely, I don't think you even need a living maid until you put to bed. So that's why most times always new both to both the woman and the man. And I feel like I don't really blame the man. Before I was actually trying to blame, but when I try to look back and see how the situation is, just like when you're living with your family, and all of a sudden you just
you need to
bring in someone that's not family. I feel like it's actually very scary at first. Only maybe if you've actually been in that, maybe you've had it before, you stand above. Definitely everybody will definitely be against. So I feel like we should not make it maybe the men are just overreacting. My own opinion. I just feel like maybe it will just happen, but they will get to see the need for it much later. So that's why we have these things of women saying, "Oh, my husband didn't want a maid earlier," but later I think the men even appreciate it much more.
Truly, they start seeing.
Yeah, they start saying yeah. So I feel like we should not blame them. And also, some men that might not want that, or then if you see reasons with your husband and say, "Oh, I feel like women should also be nice about it." Oh, baby, whatever you call your husband. Me, I call my husband Sugar.
Oh yeah.
They be like, Sugar, we really need this. Make them serious. Men, they're very logical. Make them serious in that. This is something we need. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's something you're not used to. Even you make them that even you're not used to it, but it's something you feel like would help both me,
to be more
for me,
productive
and for me to be at my best self. I feel like we need hands, because imagine I have to take care of the baby, I have to cook, I have to clean. Come on, you love me so much. How would you want me to go through that?
This is the reason Jackpot is far from my brain. Because God, that's doing it by yourself in their bird. But anyway, that's discussion for another day.
I know.
Oh my God. Thank God for Nigeria.
Thank God for
affordability.
I swear, thank God for Nigeria and affordability. So I think I wouldn't really blame her, but I feel like till now, if she has 2 kids, that means he doesn't even care about her, because you can't watch your wife go through this issue.
The stress,
for me, even him calling his wife a fat pig, I feel like that's it for me.
I think
then he's not somebody that I feel
he's
like
he's not a
kind person.
Yeah,
and I know you are very big on kindness. I'm actually very big on kindness, but Burgundy actually is over. If I'm here, she's here.
I honestly think that kindness is a type of intelligence. It's a category of intelligence, and some people either have it or don't. Because even though you're going through an upbringing that teaches you to be unkind, like not being helpful to your wife, if you really love that person that you're married to, and you're seeing them that stressed, and you think that it is okay to add to their stress by messing the house up and calling them names.
That messing the house up is something I don't even understand. I don't get it.
That is the type of unintelligence. He doesn't understand it. It is.
He's far from understanding.
Yes, it is a brain issue. It is not. It is an unintelligence, a deep unintelligence. I think that unkindness is the deepest unintelligence, because kindness helps you. It helps you to live a better life. You have less bad energy around you. If you're kind, you would have. People around you will like to be around you. They're not tolerating you.
I feel like I saw one of my mom friend actually posted something, and she said something about her husband, and me, I could relate, because I also have a very kind partner, and we were like, I think kindness is something every mom look out for in their husband, because if you see women that actually have these partners that are very kind to them, they really appreciate it. You've dated before you get married, we've dated people and we know what it is. So when you now at the end of the day end up with someone that's actually so kind, you're like, when you take a deep breath,
my dear, relief, hallelujah,
praise Jesus. And I feel like mamas, when you get a kind partner, please just appreciate. Just make sure you always appreciate your partner.
Yeah, and fill their cup.
Yes.
Gosh, as they're filling your cup, fill their cup.
Because trust me,
it's important.
It's important.
So that they stay kind. Anybody can turn out to change. You hear stuff like, "Oh,
he was so kind to me, and
now he's not." I don't know what we do, but still back to this topic about the woman and her unkind partner. I have concerns for her. So
For me, Burgundy, why we say if I'm saying it again, you can't call me a fat pig. That's for me. That's a deal breaker. You didn't even look for any name to call me. You know what? Do you know what a pig?
yes,
A pig is dirty. So you see me. So looking at her,
that is what you
like
can relate
that's what
her
you could
to.
relate me to. That means and that takes us to independence as a woman.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I feel like she doesn't work, and I feel like even I don't judge women that are not able to, because we're gonna dive into conversations like that over time, and we're gonna have events actually written to empowering ourselves as women.
Yeah, because
Even our event coming up, we're actually talking about the empowerment of we're talking about business, how we're able to balance it. And if you're a mom and you're doing well for yourself, communicate with other moms. Let's try to uplift each other, and that takes us back to independence as a human. I see some moms that have been in business or doing other things for them, but because of they put to bed, they let themselves go, or they just stop business. And you try to catch back, and you see that it's actually more stressful. Living a business while you're, I know it's not easy. Living a business while you're pregnant is actually, you think it's hard. When you put to bed and you're trying to start all over, I think it's even much more harder.
Yeah, so you're going to have to start to build back. It's like maybe not from scratch, but a lower level than where you were. It's not easy. There was this fear in my heart for when I become a married woman, and that's leaving your business to have your baby. I had a fear for it, and when it happened to me, and I realized that there was a lot of starting from a lower level that happened. I had to just change the whole business.
Okay, because you didn't know where to catch up from.
Yeah.
Because you were like,
the way I lost my baby fat, I lost it because I was breastfeeding. I resumed work 2 months after giving birth. I was suffering. I lost weight.
Oh my
And people
God.
thought, oh, you snapped back. I was suffering. And I didn't have help.
Oh my God.
I didn't have help.
Oh my God, Magani, you've never told me this.
I was suffering.
You've never said this way to Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, guys. This is just so hilarious. Because you've never told me too much. Took his snap back, and people were wondering that.
They didn't know.
I wish I could actually snap back with that. I'm sorry, I know it's bad.
I don't wish that you snap back with stress. I rebuke it for you because no.
Oh my God, mothers, we're really trying. So I think that for me, I know we have where we talk about our businesses and talk about business nuggets and all of that. But for me, because I'm a very versatile person, I always like to find solutions even before the problem arises. So I'd already planned myself. I'm like, you know what? I like to be very, very, very involved in my business, because trust me, I had situations whereby I was far away, and I believe in being far away from a business. But trust me, I feel like it doesn't work for every business.
It does.
It doesn't. Oh, okay.
does.
We'll definitely talk about that, but I made sure I was still, because when I was pregnant, I really worked. I was able to find time, to go to work. There was a time I was off work for like 3 months, but I was not physically, at the store most of all, because at the beginning of the pregnancy, they'll tell you, don't stress yourself, don't do this, don't do that. So I tried to just make sure that I was safe. My baby was safe at the first few months. But afterwards, I feel like I was able to create a structure that worked for me at that time. I was in and out, maybe come in, monitor, but I was able to create a structure that worked for me at that time. I don't want to dive into that because that's not the topic for today. But I feel like it helped me to still be in business while I was pregnant. And trust me, I thank God, because with the way the economy is now, just imagine if I had to, start afresh.
Oh my God.
And I don't like to, feel like I'm missing out, because when I was pregnant, I always felt like I was missing out on a lot.
So
I felt like the energy. I wanted to put so much energy in the business, but I just felt like, let me just I just did it my best. So I feel like you don't have to figure it all out. Just do what you can do. Put the proper structure in place. Then, you might not, make that much money you feel like you make where you are fully involved. But trust me, you just have to keep the business running. You have to find ways. When you see you're getting pregnant, just say, I know that I might not be, physically available.
Yeah.
What can I do to put in place? Should I get, if you have a manager, can I get extra manager to manage? Can I get more staff? Can I get more hands? Or can I do this? Can I do that? Can I find who can take messages? Can I just make sure you put some structures in place, before you go off for that period of time? Even if it will cost you, let's say normally your cost is always 50%. Even if it will cost you 60% more, or at least you're still saving 40% down. Trust me, you don't want to know the effect of you leaving your business and coming back. Trust me, people sell those products you're selling. Your customers can only be loyal for a certain amount of time. Once they keep calling and saying, are you available? Are you available? You say, no. They will definitely move to somewhere It might be better, it might not be, but they can't wait for you.
Yes, they
Yeah,
wouldn't.
so, mamas, that's another topic. I feel like we should have another time.
Yes, so putting a structure to your business. We're going to talk a lot more about
Yes,
it.
and we're even going to have webinars about it. We're going to have
Yes.
hangouts, our brunches. We talk business. Yes, we talk about motherhood, but we also talk business. In a way to help each other. For us that do similar businesses, for us that want to start a business.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great opportunity to network, have fun.
Yeah.
Talk about motherhood at the same time. So, what other advice I feel like you give moms that are going through this issue of my husband not helping me, my husband not being helpful? Because trust me, without a supportive partner, I don't think you can actually survive I know being a second time mom, you already have experience, but you see that first motherhood phase, if your husband is not there.
Oh, but even in the second, I think that's healing process, that healing time, that first month, first 3 months, you need help. Maybe you may have your mom there, omogo.
But nothing beats your partner.
Yes, but if your partner is kind to you and helpful to you, you would even age nicely. I mean,
and you will also be at the best version of yourself.
Yes, you'll be more beautiful, more available for many things you would like,
And date nights, even that her mom, that first 3 months your mom will be around. Just you and your husband should just plan.
Take
if
time
it's one, even
out.
if it's twice in that month, okay, no, let's leave the first 2 months for healing and. But you see that third month before even your mom leaves from that, just that week, maybe you guys just do date nights back to back every Saturday or twice in that month. Trust me, you'll see changes.
And another concern I had about this woman or moms in that situation is their sons. How do we raise our sons in the presence of unhelpful partners to become helpful for their own wives?
Okay, because their dads
Yes,
portray that
that's
same behavior.
role
It's something
model.
that they will get to, grow up with.
Yes, and they may just
I feel like he also started from small. I saw a Bovi post the other day. Bovi was talking about raising our sons right, and he said it that it has to do with like having that discussion from them. And so many moms there were being so. My husband actually told me that day because we watched it together. He was like, even women become very defensive. They already like, they wanted to like see what he had to say. He already mentioned sons, though. She had not even gone further. He had not gone further, and they were already like, my son. He was telling them that they should try and have some conversations with their son. Even from 10, to let them know, oh, this girl, how do you treat this lady? How did they were already defensive, more of like, oh, but later he made them see reasons.
Yeah.
So I think from that growing, the same way you teach ladies, how do women know automatically that as they're growing, they need to be, the homekeeper, they need to know chores. How do they know? So why can't we train those guys to know that at that young age,
That
know that
everybody
they are supposed to protect women, they're supposed to be helpful in the home. Why don't we instill that same knowledge you give this young, because even at a young age, I know that, oh, I have to wash the dishes. I know that, oh, I have to learn. No, my mom says Anyagi, I have to ruala, be this so how do we ladies know that our Anya needs to
but what does that mean though?
I'm sorry, my Igbo is not so good.
To become
Like for
hardworking,
yourself,
right?
no, not for hardworking,
To
more of
be
like
observant.
to be like when they say Anyagi, Erurala, it means that your eye is not down. It means that some things that people can, like a man can pass and not see that thing, but me when I pass, oh, this thing is not folded well.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
right.
this thing is not arranged properly.
So to be observant.
Yes, to be about
your
area. So I feel like we should also train those men.
Yeah.
So actually,
our boys.
Because how do women know that? How do you know as a lady? Where did they write it in the Bible that the women know that they are going to be? Okay, I know in the Bible is being said that we're going to be, but how do you know that they have to do? God did not put chores. Did not say women wash plates.
I want to have a very different opinion of this because there is a lot of shifts in gender roles now. A lot of
I know.
mean, yes, because we are all getting the education. At the time when our parents grew up, women education was still kind of new. But now, women education, women empowerment, women are making money now. And I think that the wife that is wholesome and kind is the most enjoyable wife, especially if she has a kind husband. So if you have a husband who is wholesome and kind, wholesome, I mean, able to take care of himself, his home, his kids, in every ramification and be kind about it. That is the most enjoyable human being. And so, what we're just simply saying is, let us find ways to raise our sons to be better. Yeah, so that our daughters can find better husbands.
Of course.
Because that's the very
somebody calling their wife
a fat pig. That's terrible.
If you call me fat pig, even my friend, you call me fat pig. Me and you, we are done.
Or goat or anything like that.
I'm not your friend again. Imagine someone I walk down the aisle with telling you I love you, I want to spend my forever with you, and you're calling me a fat pig. I don't want to think about it. I'm sorry. Jesus.
Oh my
You need to do better. If you are watching that video, I'm sorry, if you are watching this
I
video,
don't expect that man.
or if you have the intention of calling your wife a fat pig or ugly or fat, you don't know what it takes to bear a child. Trust me, you change. It's not like you're not going back. I was princess. Let me say a princess.
You
Now
are.
I'm
You
still a
are.
princess, but trust me, I
You
can see
are.
changes in my body because trust me, the body doesn't remain the same. So please, man, you guys need to do better.